Hello, welcome to another edition of the Silent Sports Video Blog. This is episode 18, and today's date is July 29th, 2017. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching right here on YouTube. Of course, the channel is Silent Day Assassin, but my name is Troy West. Thanks, everybody, for the support. I've been getting a lot of support this week, especially on the Crash Bandicoot videos. A lot of big Crash fans out there, so my subscriptions has went up a little bit. I'm up to 12 now, so I want to thank everyone that's been watching and been commenting, especially my man Pet Nut, and of course my homie Fat Man, always, and Retro Ryan, a new friend that I met this week. So I just wanted to say thank you before I got started. Of course, this week we'll talk a little baseball. Of course, it's still in the middle of baseball season. Trade deadline is, I think, Monday. So a lot of teams probably try to put together deals. Probably be a lot of stuff come out today. Of course, we'll touch on the Kyrie Saga as things continue to come out. Teams has made offers to Cleveland for him. We'll talk about that. Of course. My NFL talk for this week, of course, is dealing with the South divisions, NFC and AFC South. So I touch on all 8 of those teams, give you expectations and what to look forward to during the season. Also got some news on the pigskin pick'em. They is doing it this year on ESPN, so that's what I'm going to set it up. I have more information in next week's episode because it's not eligible to the first, so I can't set up nothing till the first. So first, I think, is Tuesday. So yeah, so I have a lot more information. Like I said, I'm gonna set up a password and all that. If anybody watching want to participate, I will set that up this week and just touch on a couple other things. Of course, the big fight night tonight, UFC and boxing. Of course, in boxing, Adrian Broner fighting Mikey Garcia tonight, and then of course in the UFC is John Jones against Daniel Cormier. So big night tonight in boxing and MMA. So I probably just touch on it for a second. And I did talk to my man Mel last night. I'll talk more about that at the end of the video as well. Hopefully I'll be able to get him on. Let's start with the baseball talk. And of course this week I put all the Cubs back because they've been playing very well. They got the best record since the All-Star break. I think they lost last night to the Brewers, and they caught the Brewers. Down there, the Cubs are in first place, only a half game up. But the Brewers did win the game last night, the pull within a half game of the Cubs. But the Cubs have been playing very, very well. Like I said from the beginning, they struggled off and on this year, but if you look at it, they still the best team in this division. Milwaukee, they pitching has been up and down. Just very consistent since the start of the second half. Not going to bail out on them yet. Like I said, it took me a while to come around to the Brewers. But soon as, I don't know, I hope I'm not a jinx. I don't believe in jinxes, but as soon as I start talking about the Brewers, they haven't been playing well since. So hopefully they get it back together. But I think it's only going to be one team coming out the Central in the National League. Because I think the wild card's going to be wrapped up in the West with Arizona and Colorado. So I think you got to win the division to make it. So, but I'm not going to say the Brewers are done yet. Still a lot of baseball left to go, but they haven't been playing well. But the Cubs, I guess I said they back far as the hitters starting to come, like Schwarber. He finally starting to play well, but the pitching still could be a little bit better. But they're the most talented team, so I think they go on Friday. We do wind up winning the division, but I think the Milwaukee going to hang around and going to be contending for the division near the end. But other than that, no real big baseball news, really. Yankees starting to play a little bit better. They caught up with Boston. Boston having a lot of drama, but David Price and him attacking Dennis Eckersley, of course, Hall of Fame pitcher that used to play for the Oakland A's. They got into a beef. That's been going back and forth from Boston media and all this other stuff going on there. So they're a little bit of turmoil right now. But like I said, I think that division's going to be, down to the wire. I think my Orioles, I think they done. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. I just don't see them. I think they're going to be around 500. So it's just not going to be enough to get in the playoffs. I picked them to win the wild card. So, and I will go over my rights and my wrongs at the end of the season, of course. Only thing I've been really right on is probably Chris Sale, the way he's pitched. I had picked him for Cy Young in the American League, but all the rest of mine, and I picked Boston to win the division, so that's going well. But I ain't been the Dodgers. I've been right about them. Like I said, that's my World Series team, period. But I didn't know they was gonna play this well. But other than that, I mean, my picks been off and on here and there. But still a lot of baseball to go. Of course, the trade deadline coming up. Of course, a lot of rumors out there as always. But we'll see between now and Monday if any deals get done. So, but other than that, I'm gonna move along and move on to Kyrie Irving Saga, or whatever you want to call it, drama, whatever. Of course, he came out. Well, he went to Cleveland management asking for a trade because basically he no longer want to play with LeBron James. Which, me as the person that I don't understand it, but at the same time, sometimes you just want to be your old man, and I kind of understand that in a way, so I don't condemn him for it, but I think no matter where he goes, Cleveland, even if he stay East, I don't think he's going to put another East team over the top to beat Cleveland, so I mean, honestly, like with LeBron, I think you can look at it so many different ways. You can look at it, he just want to be his own man. But I think he see that LeBron is about to leave. I don't see LeBron staying. I'd be surprised if he stays this time in Cleveland. I mean, you hear different things. I heard one report that he really want to stay in Cleveland, but basically, if they just keep falling the way they are, he's probably gonna go. So, but like I said, I don't blame Kyrie for doing it. They say he felt this way for really the last 2 years, really since it started. So, and I was talking to my man Mel, like I said last night. We talked for a while. We talked about a lot of stuff, but I was saying to him, like, look, like I just think they was winning, so I think that's why the timing. Everybody said, "What's why now?" I think they won last year. I think they would have lost last year. This probably would have happened last year. Probably wouldn't have went out last year. But when you win, you can't. You won the title. You ain't gonna just walk away from it. You want to defend your title. So I think that was more about. I think that quieted his mind down. But some people said they think they could. I think it's too far. I think it's too much stuff out there. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he's still in Cleveland at the start of the season, but I just don't think the way, they've been doing little stuff to each other. Like LeBron was working out they signed Derrick Rose, so he's officially on the team, but he's working out with Bledsoe, working out with Russell Westbrook, all this little subliminal stuff. Kyrie, he was in China, he coming home singing, "I'm coming home," I guess that's a little jab at LeBron, but I don't think it's like as bad as like they want to kill each other, but I think Kyrie really wants out, so I think Cleveland got to make a move, in my opinion. Some people say, well, they grown, they could just work through it, but I think it's a different age now. Like, people was comparing it to Kobe and Shaq. Social media wasn't as big, so you heard about stuff, but like now with social media, it's like your stuff is really put out on Front Street. It's like I don't know. I don't see them coexisting anymore, in my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong, but and I don't blame social media for it. But I'm just saying, like, social media put you on blast a lot more than back in the day. So, but he got they said Cleveland got an offers from Spurs, Clippers, T-Wolves, Knicks, the Heat, and the Suns. So 4 of those teams, he wanted to go to Spurs, T-Wolves, Knicks, and the Heat. So all those 4 teams didn't make an offer, but the Clippers also made an offer. That's an interesting spot though for him. I think he could fit in. Like probably I guess they'd probably trade Beverly, send him to Cleveland, but with him, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, excuse me, that wouldn't be a bad team in the West. I'd put the Clippers back in the top half of the West again if they wind up making that trade, but that's not one of the places he want to go. So, but the other team is here that's made offer. Phoenix. Phoenix. I mean, I guess Phoenix still up and coming. You know, they got a lot of young talent, but Phoenix still a up and coming team. Even though I think if he went there, he'd definitely be the man that he wanted to be. He'd be the best player on the team. But I wonder what Phoenix would have to give up to get him. So that's an interesting spot as well. But the Clippers one, that'd be interesting. But so at least the teams that he wanted to go to, at least they all made offers. So maybe he'll wind up being on one of those teams. Maybe not. Maybe Cleveland will just hold on to him. He's still under contract for at least the next 2 years, so he got no say so in whatever happens at all. So that's why I kind of understand people saying that Cleveland might just make them say, look, man, y'all have to play at least for 1 year. You know, LeBron. Like I said, I think LeBron's gone after this year anyway. So, but I think it's about that, and I think the Cleveland organization not being sturdy. I think that's why he want to leave too, because if LeBron really leaving next year, he'll have Cavaliers. He'll be the star in the Cavaliers for sure. But I guess he just don't want to be at Cleveland anymore either. But we'll see. It's going still, like I said last week, it's far from over. You know, we will get trade. We will probably start hearing about the details of the trade offers. And probably gonna be criticism. But say why Cleveland didn't make this deal, make that deal. It's gonna be a lot more drama. It's not nowhere near open yet. So, other NBA stuff. Well, it's sort of NBA, not NBA with LeVar Ball and I see the report with him and Shaq beefing. And Shaq made a rap song about LeVar Ball. I read some of it was funny, but. Like I said, LeVar Ball, he don't bother me, man. You definitely can't question the man that he is and how he raised his sons and stuff. The young boy, LaMelo Ball, he can play. He's still in high school. He's probably the next big thing. Lonzo Ball, you know how big he was in the summer league, and the Lakers are gonna be an exciting team to watch next year. Like I said, the middle son sort of get left out. I forgot his name, but he sort of get left out. He can play ball, but he's not on the level as LaMelo and Lonzo is. But like I said, as far as his antics and stuff, the stuff with the AAU, he got kicked out and stuff like that. I don't particularly like that. But I mean, right now, like, no matter how much people hate him or love him, whatever, he's a celebrity right now, regardless. Just like, you know, they compare him to the Kardashians, but it's true. All he did was talk trash. That's what he's famous for talking trash, saying crazy stuff, like his son, and him and Lonzo could beat Jordan and LeBron and 2-on-2 basketball. I think he called out Shaq too, so he could beat Shaq's son and him in basketball. I ain't gonna lie, he's just entertaining, man. Like, he's just entertaining, but at the same time, I root for him, man, because it's good to see, a strong black man, basically an entrepreneur, making moves on his own. So I kind of root for him. I hope every day works out for him with the Big Baller brand, and Lonzo, LaMelo, the whole family. Definitely don't wish no hate on them. It's just going to be interesting to see how things unfold with that too, especially when the NBA season starts, Lonzo start playing. But, I had no problem. Then I think some of the stuff I might be wrong, but I think some of the stuff, especially this week, has been somewhat calculated. You know what I mean? Because he got the reality show and I heard the reality show was there filming, so I think that's why he's sort of been acting. I mean, he always been boisterous and extra, but I think he's actually extra because probably more for the cameras. That's my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong, but like I said, that's far from over as well. That's going to unfold and be more layers to that before it's all said and done as well. Let me move on to the NFL. I think, well, I know that training camp started this week for a lot of teams. Like I said, I'm focusing on the South, but I just want to touch on the Le'Veon Bell Pittsburgh situation. Antonio Brown. I did, personally, I didn't like him, calling him out, say he should be at camp, because he just had the same problem last year. He wanted to get paid, and he got his money. So I just didn't think that was right for him to call him out saying he should be at camp and all that. He's not in the contract right now, so he's not being fined. So, and like I said, I'm a Ravens fan, but I respect the Steelers organization, and I think they really got a short window. They got to do something this year or maybe next year. 'Cause I think Big Ben, I give him 2 years max, maybe this year. If they wind up winning it this year, I think he'll walk away if they win the Super Bowl this year. But of course, I think New England is the team to beat in the AFC. But just wanted to touch on that real quick. I just thought that was sort of shady by Antonio Brown. I love Antonio Brown as a player, but he got antics and stuff with him. I just don't understand where he was coming from there. But hopefully that works out and he'll be in camp soon and he gets the money that he deserves. Of course, they franchised him, so if he want to play, other than getting the deal that he wanted, he had to sign that franchise tag tender. Aaron Donald held out for the Rams as well. That was another big franchise tag player that they were suspected to hold out. So he did hold out. He ain't at Rams camp. So I just want to touch on those 2 days real quick. But I'm going to start in the AFC South. The Houston Texans, of course, made the big draft pick, drafted Deshaun Watson, from the Clemson Tigers. Of course, coming off a national championship. First, the reports was, Bill O'Brien, and then they were saying, well, he ain't got no chance of starting this year. But now I'm hearing this open competition, so he could be starting by week 1. I try to check them out in camp, see how he's doing. But I believe in Deshaun Watson. I like him as a quarterback. I think he eventually will be the starter in Houston. And then, Houston got that defense, J.J. Watt, Javion Clowney made a big leap last year. They my favorite to win this division. So we'll see. Of course, they're in the AFC, still got to deal with New England, but they definitely got this division on a lot. Now, compared to the other teams in the AFC, like Oakland, just other teams in the AFC, Oakland, like I said, New England, Denver. The whole AFC West is stacked. The North, Pittsburgh, probably right up under those teams, but I think they should win this division and probably compete in the playoffs. The Indianapolis Colts, just don't believe in them that much. I like Andrew Luck, but just don't have enough around them. The offensive line still ain't that great. The defense, they haven't improved on defense that much during the offseason, so Ashley Luck still hurt. I think he's on the PUP list to start off training camp. I just see them being a middle of the road team this year. I definitely don't see them making the playoffs. But like I said, I'm gonna really dive deep into the NFL later on this month. I'm gonna do a big preview show. Well, early September, I should say. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Like I said, if you look at them on paper, they got a lot of young talent. Just drafted Leonard Fournette. I like their receivers. Allen Hurns and Allen Robinson. Their defense pretty young with Patrick, Jalen Ramsey. They got a young line. I just like their team. Very young on both sides of the ball. But, of course, they ain't going nowhere unless Blake Bortles play better. He had his flashes last year when he played well, but he's inconsistent. He turned the ball over a lot. There was a report this week that the coach, I don't know the new coach name, excuse me, I should have probably wrote it down, but he basically said, he was like, do you want, so I basically asked him how much do you want to throw the ball or something, and he said 0. So, it look like they're going to probably dial it down on Bortles and probably run the ball more, but I think that's sort of a smart move because they got, I think, like I said, they got a decent defense. But they I ain't gonna lie, I've kind of peed off with them because I stood with them last year. I thought they was gonna make a leap. Honestly, I said they was gonna win this division last year, but that didn't happen. I think they went 5-11. It's like I'm on the fence with them. I believe they can make a jump this year. It surprised some people, but at the same time, I went out on a limb for them last year, and I don't feel comfortable this year. So, but I guess I'll come back to them when I do my big preview. The Tennessee Titans, now that's a team that's up and coming as well. I like Mariota. They made some moves on the offseason. They got a nice little young decent team as well. We'll see if they could come back. They was close in the playoffs last year, but Mariota got hurt. So, like I said, I like their talent. Still got Delaney Walker. Still got to improve the offense just a little bit. And the defense is okay, but they need to improve on both sides. But they could be a team that can maybe compete, step up and surprise the people. But we'll see. But that division, I think it's Houston's to pretty much lose. I think everybody else still trying to work things out. Let's move to the NFC South. Of course, let's start with the defending NFC champion, Atlanta Falcons. Pretty much bringing back most of the team from last year, which is still a pretty decent team. A lot of people think they're gonna have that hangover for losing the Super Bowl, and I'm one of them. I'm skeptical on them, but to look at this division, I just still think they're gonna be, competing for the division. Matt Ryan, he made a big step, won MVP. Still got Julio Jones. Mohamed Sanu, still got Freeman. That running back duo, Freeman. So they got a lot of talent on offense. Defense, I think they got a decent defense. They made a big draft pick. I think they drafted a linebacker. Name ain't coming to me right now, but they try to improve that defense. But I think they're going to be right there to compete for this division again. Carolina Panthers, Cam Newton. Of course, Cam is all about Cam, of course. There's been some drama with them this week. Him talking about the play calling. He basically went, I ain't gonna say he went against his coach, but basically he still want to play the way he been playing. But, it's a stat out there that he's been hit and sacked the most by like 300 from the next guy. I think Russell Wilson was second. I think he got hit or sacked 900 something times. Like, wow. And then he's been hurt. He just coming off surgery. So I kind of understand it. Then they drafted McCaffrey. So I think they're going to try to, avoid some of those runs from Cam. But I think he's still, every once in a while, of course, going to run the football. But, all this could just be a ploy to get teams thinking, but you still got to prepare for it one way or another. He's very athletic. I hope they make a big step. He's somebody I root for, so I think they have a bounce back year. But this division is interesting because all these teams are pretty decent. As I'm about to move on to the New Orleans Saints, they picked up Adrian Peterson in the offseason, so they got him and Ingram in the backfield. You still got the great Drew Brees. They lost Brandon Cooks to New England. I think that's going to hurt a little bit, but they still got talent, around the receiving core and everything. Plus Drew Brees, he's always made, I don't say made receivers, well, yeah, made receivers better. I don't say he made the receiver, but he never had no, off-the-wall talent at receiver. He had some decent guys, but, no transcendent talent at receiver. But, they're an interesting team, but still no defense. That's going to be their issue. I would have to say if right now if I had to think, I think they'd probably finish last, but still compete. Probably still be like, I think this division probably have a lot of, like they probably finish with 7-8 wins and to be in last place. So, because I really like this team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I like what they've done. Jameis, he got to make a step. He got to take a step forward. To me, he turned the ball over a little bit too much last year, but he take a step forward, control that. Now you got Deshaun Jackson, of course, probably one of the fastest receivers in the league. Got Mike Evans, probably very athletic. I like him. They drafted O.J. Howard from Alabama, and I see him play. He can play. So they got a lot of weapons around him now. Still got Doug Martin in the backfield. The defensive side of the ball, I like their front. For Gerald McCoy, but I think the defense still got to prove a little bit. But Tampa will be a sight to watch. So this division is not no cakewalk for any team. Like Atlanta, I still would put Atlanta one if I had to rank the teams. But everybody has something to bring to the table, especially on offense that you gotta account for. I think Carolina still got the best defense in this division, though. But like I said, I'm gonna have a big preview show the Sunday before the season starts. So I think that's September 2nd, I believe, is the exact date. I'm gonna do a big preview show. I'll break down every division, all the teams, give my playoff picture, my playoff teams, my Super Bowl prediction, all that. So I'm real excited about the NFL season. Preseason start actually this Thursday with the Hall of Fame game, the Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals. So there's a lot of drama going on in Dallas right now, still with the Ezekiel Elliott thing, the Lucky Whitehead mishap. I think they jumped the gun. I think they was trying to get PR, and it backfired on them a little bit. But at least he did land a job. He's in the New York Jets now. So. But that was some crazy stuff going on this week. But that's it. That's my 3 topics I wanted to touch on this week. Just my final thoughts. Just other sports that's going on. Of course, like I said, it's a big night in combat sports. MMA and boxing. Of course, the Broner and Garcia fight. And of course, Cormier versus Jones. Like I said, I talked to my man Mel. Like I said, I brought him up a few times. And we talked for a long time. We talked for like 3-4 hours last night. I reached out to him because we play fantasy football together as well. So we was talking about that. We just started talking about sports and all types of other stuff. I mentioned the show. He said he's a little camera shy, which I understand. Like I said, I've never been a real big public speaker either, so I understand. So I'm not going to force him, but I think most likely he's going to come on. So I'm going to try to get him on. Because I was going to have him come on today, but I was like, since he told me that, I was like, nah, I'll wait. Have him think about it. Create a couple of weeks. So probably not next week, probably the week. I definitely would give him on the week of the fight. That's Saturday the 26th. I definitely would get him on that day. But he had a lot of input. Like I said, a lot of input. That's why I want to get him on. Had a lot of input on the Triple G fight as well. That's in September. We talked about the NFL, but like I said, when it comes to boxing and combat sports, he's very intelligent. He sort of bridged the gap what I don't know and catch me up on some things. So I definitely want to have him on. I don't want to say the word guarantee, but I'm going to get him on and we'll have a segment where he talk about that, definitely during the Floyd Mayweather week. So that's why I might try to get on next week, just for him to fill it out. And I'm gonna send him a link to this so he can see this video. So hopefully he come on. Like I said, we could have it like a conference. He'd be on the phone with me while I talk to you guys, and we'd just go back and forth on a few things. Soccer, if y'all big soccer fans, a lot of soccer on today, especially the El Clasico with Real Madrid and Barcelona. They play today. They haven't played from where they are. They haven't played off soil since 1982, I believe. I heard that stat. It's in Miami today, so that's a big deal for soccer fans. Other than that, I think that's it. I don't really have nothing else to add. Like I said, well, actually, right now I'm about to go live on Crash. I cut that short because my man, like I said, I was talking to my man Mel, and I was distracted. I was like, well, I might as well get off of here. So I didn't keep the video up. I deleted it. So, but I'm gonna get on live now and catch up on that. Gotta get a lot of content in the day because after the day I'll be off for a couple of days until probably till about Tuesday, because I gotta basically my cable bill is due, which I've been prolonging it for a while, but I won't be able to pay it till Tuesday. So I try to get in a lot of content today, a lot of Crash content. Like I said, check out my channel for other things, other playthroughs. So just check out all my projects. But the Crash one has been, like I said, been a big hit, and it made my subscriptions go up a little bit. So I thank, like I said, I thank everybody for watching. Yeah, the pick, I almost forgot. Yes, so like I said, I did see it yesterday. It don't start till the 1st. So what I'm gonna do is this week I'm gonna set it up. So by next week, I have the information. I'm gonna name it. Probably something along the lines that got to do with the blog, and hopefully I'm gonna try to have some type of prize at the end of the season. Of course, it's not going to be the spread. It's going to be straight wins and losses. Not going to mess around with the spread, just to make it more simple. So you just pick games, pick who you think going to win, and that's it. And then whoever score the most points, because you get every win you get is a point, I believe. So whoever had the most point wins. So if you wind up beating me, I try to have some type of prize at the end of the year. I still don't know exactly what yet. I'll probably think about it this week, and I announce all that next week. But like I said, I'm not rich, so prize ain't gonna be that big, but I'll definitely have something for you guys just for competing and participating in it. So that's next week. Like I said, I've been trying to keep my videos short. If I remember the time, I think I'm working on about a half hour now, so I've been trying to keep the videos shorter. I apologize for that, but thanks so much. Like I said, sorry about the music again. A lot of people do be saying the music, I can't cut it off. This is through the PlayStation Playroom. Shout out to them, I guess. I manipulated it to make it easier for me to record, so I won't have to rush. Because like I said, I did my first, if you go back, I did my first episodes on my phone, but you only get about 7-8 minutes to talk. So I wanted to have unlimited time to talk. So that's why I turned to this. I bought the camera, turned to this. So like I said, that'll do it for this week. I want to thank everybody once again for watching. Hopefully, like I said, next week, really not going on. I might try to get some NFL in. I'll probably do like a list who I think the top 5 quarterbacks are, or something like that. Probably talk something more about baseball, and if anything else happened with the Kyrie thing or anything else around the world of sports, I definitely check that out. I'm gonna try. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try to get him on next week because I want him to. Because I know he's gonna see the fights. I want him to break them down. But anyway, thanks so much. I'm Troy West. As always, thank you guys. Like I said, join me live right now. I'm about to go live with Crash Bandicoot. Probably play for about an hour or so. So check me out now on that. And like I said, check out all the rest of my projects on the channel. So that'll do it. Solid day assassin. But my name is Troy West. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Talk to you guys next week. Thank you so much.